Hello, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts here, and welcome to a virtual card and a cuppa. Now, I know that I normally do these on a Wednesday, and today is Tuesday, so just quickly want to let you know that the reason for this is simply that I was sick on the 5th of April, which was when we had the first card and a cuppa of this month. So I've come on now just to really play catch up. So this is just going through the cards that were taken to Card and a Cuppa by Carol and Tricia on the 5th of April, and then also show you and make on here a fourth card. So that's my plan. But hopefully this is actually going live. But I can't see it as always. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Yes, it looks like it is, which is good. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that went on the 5th of April. It was before Easter, so hence there is one saying Happy Easter, so obviously that's not appropriate anymore. Nor is Mother's Day, because that's been and gone here in the UK. But I tried to keep these, other than someone had actually asked for an Easter card, so which is why I did that one. I've tried to keep them as generic as possible. So the paper that I used, or that was used, actually came from the January to April mini catalogue, and it was one of the hostess gifts offers. So it was a very large pack of paper, which obviously, as you can see, we chopped it up. And then we also used the Celebrating You stamp set. Now, this sadly is leaving us. It's on the last chance list, which I'm pretty gutted about, because, as I said, it's one of my go-to stamp sets, because it basically has every single occasion other than Christmas that you would really want. So we've got birthdays, Father's Day, Mother's Days, anniversary, Wishing You a Happily Ever After, which is a good one for weddings, baby, and all sorts of things. So I'm really sad that's going. So it's still available. I did just check. So if you want it, the item number is 158028. And instead of being £23, it's now been reduced to £9.20. So that's an absolute bargain. And that's only going to be around until the end of 1st of May. Or if it runs out earlier than that, then obviously that will then see the end of it. So that was the sentiment set that I used. And then the stamp set used for the images is this one called Speedy Recovery. And we just used this one here, the one with the bouquet. So that was the one that we used. And again, this is on the last chance list, this stamp set. And it's item number 159024. And again, this one has also been reduced from £21, and now you can get it for £14.20. So again, that's a complete bargain. And then that covers you for get wells and things like that. So we have tea, tissues, which I have to say our household at the moment is going through them like a vast rate of knots. It's absolutely crazy. I had to go out today and buy yet another 4 packs of the things. And I've no doubt I'll have to go out at the end of the week and get some more, but hey. It seems to be cold and allergy season here in the UK. So those are the 2 stamp sets that we used, or were used. The kit, so this was the kit, the always ever present envelope, and Orchid Oasis card base. So this is one of the 2022-24 in colours. A piece of basic white for the inside, a piece of pale papaya, which that's one of the retiring in colours, so that's a 21 to 23 in colour, so that's only available until 1st of May, and in fact I'm not even sure that there is any cardstock left. I didn't think to check that one. So this is the paper that I was talking about, which is, I think it's really cute with all these little flowers on. So that's really good for all sorts of occasions. And then on the reverse side, it's sort of these little squiggly, wavy, dotted lines. There was a strip for the inside. And then there were two pieces that have been punched. So that's Orchid Oasis again. That was punched using, so I have to get my catalogue because I can never remember the name of it. It's called the Decorative Circle punch. That's carrying over to the next catalogue, so that will be available now until whenever it does finally retire. And this is a 2-inch circle, so that's punched using the 2-inch circle punch. And I don't know if you guys have looked at the online exclusive items. You will find in there some circle punches. The 2-inch one is one of those. So they are bringing circle punches back. Some of them are in the online exclusive online store, of which this is what and mine. I happen to have actually kept mine from when they retired it a while back. So I'm quite happy. I'm loving the fact that they've brought that back. And then the last thing in the kit is a piece of the black and white gingham ribbon, which is, I think it's really cute. And what's more, you can colour this. So yes, it's black and white, but if you use your Stampin' blends, which are alcohol markers, then you can actually colour the white portions a different colour, which is fabulous. So you can really colour coordinate that. So there was that as well, and that ribbon is carrying over as well, which again I'm really happy about that. So if I just quickly run through the cards that were made as samples. So this is my usual let's throw everything at it card. So we have the paper has been glued direct to the pale papaya panel, but before it was glued onto the card front, wrapped a piece of the ribbon around it. Now I didn't wrap it all the way around. I simply used some tear tape to fix those two ends underneath, and then this little piece here, the knot, actually is just another piece that I cut off and tied in a knot. So that actually is separate, so you could take that off and I'll even make a bow if you really wanted to. The image was stamped in the Memento Tuxedo Black and then coloured with Stampin' blends, and there's a mixture here of Orchid Oasis. Want to say that was the light parakeet party. We've got pale papaya, got daffodil delight, and a real red for the heart. I didn't actually colour the bow. And then this is just simply popped onto the decorative circle using some dimensionals. And again, the whole thing has been just put onto the card front using some more dimensionals. So there is no sentiment on that. And then again, stamped the flowers just in the corner of the card, coloured them, and then glued it inside. So that was that first card. So as I said, that's my let's throw everything at it. So basically everything that was in the kit has been used. The next card is like this, and again, this time instead of putting the paper on the whole piece, just using the one side, I actually cut the paper in half and then flipped so that we've got the flowers at the top and the wavy lines at the bottom. And again, I did exactly the same thing with the ribbon. I simply wrapped it, fixed the two ends underneath with some tear tape, cut a little piece and tied it in a knot, This piece is a bit shorter. Actually, I think I quite like this bow. I think it's really quite sweet. It's not a bow, it's a knot. And again, this time, rather than stamping the image in Tuxedo Black, I actually stamped it in Orchid Oasis and then coloured. So that's why you will see that there is like a bluey, purpley colour. Lilac, I don't know, lilac? I'm not quite sure. Orchid isn't Orchid Oasis anyway. And then coloured them. And then, oh, there you go. I even actually put instructions inside because I didn't end up doing it. Poor old Trisha had to come and pick out all the kit up from me. And I went back to bed because I really was not feeling very well. So the instructions were to cut the paper in half, basically at 7. So that would give you a piece that was 7 by 9.5 and one that was 6.9 by 9.5. So that's how that one was made. And then I'm guessing maybe, yep, there's still instructions in this one as well. So this one is slightly more complicated, but not really. So I sent with the kits some post-it notes or some sticky notes, whatever you want to call them. And the idea is that you punch out and don't do one at a time, because I found that if you just try punching one, punch doesn't like going through. But if you punch 2, then that's great. So this was for some masking. So the sticky bit is at the top. So you want to make sure when you do punch that you get the sticky bit on portion of the circle that you punch out. Then you simply cut the circle in half, again making sure that the sticky bit is still on that portion. And then what you would do is you would stamp the sentiment in the middle. So this is mine, just pretend that I've stamped a sentiment. And then you would use the circle to mask the sentiment and that portion of the circle you don't want the image on. And then you would stamp your flowers, and then you would do the reverse. Again, you would make sure that this was covering the sentiment, and then you would stamp the flowers again. So then you would end up with 2 lots of flowers, top and bottom, with your sentiment in the middle. And then I just simply used some of the ribbon and kind of just tidied it up, gave it some added interest. Put that onto the decorative circle, and then the paper was cut. And I want to say what we did was we cut it into 2 lots of 4.5 by 9.5 and 1 lot of 4.3 by 9.5. You can't tell from a distance, well, you can't tell at all that really, I think that piece at the top there is actually 0.2 of a centimetre narrower than the other 2. So that's how that one was done. And then I just simply stamped in Tuxedo Black on the actual piece for the inside and then glued that in. So that's how those 3 cards were made. And I guess that means that I need to make a 4th one. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you how I did the actual, this particular bit here. So just so that you can see. So I'm going to need this stamp. So that's that one. It's a cling, so it's red rubber. We're going to put that onto our block. And I need to decide what I'm going to do. Do I want to put in, so we could put in I'm Here For You, or sending, actually maybe we will do this one as a Get Well card. So let's do Sending Well Wishes Your Way, which I think is that one. Yep. Okay. So as I said, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you've actually stamped your sentiment. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp this on here. Really want to get it in the middle, which sometimes is easier said than done, because I really don't want to get my head in the way whilst I'm doing this. So I'm just going to hope that this is in the middle. So that's my sentiment, so that's that stamped. Now, as I said, what I want to do, now that's got some sticky on it, so I'm going to start off doing this side. Now, I know it doesn't quite cover all of the bottom. The nice thing about this is that, make sure that there's only one here for a start, because there could well be two. Maybe not. Is that you can actually see, she says, the sentiment through it, so you can make sure. That's what makes me think that there's two there, but I really can't get them to separate. Oh, maybe that's the other one anyway. Yeah, I think that is right. Okay, so we're going to put that on. Try and make sure that it's straight. Like so, like that. And then we only actually want that top portion of the stamp, so I'm only going to ink that bit. Okay, like that. Oops, now I've got that on there. And then we're going to stamp. It doesn't matter if you stamp on this portion. Obviously, you don't want to stamp on the bit of white at the bottom. You just want to stamp on the bit that's at the top. So I'm going to go like that. Like so. So this is where, if you don't get it straight, which is what I don't seem to have done, then you just simply turn it over and do it again. But I'm just going to carry on so you can see how it's supposed to work. And then this time you're now blanking off the sentiment again, but from the other side. And this time you're going to stamp again and again. It doesn't matter if it goes onto the post-it note, you just don't want it going onto the image above. So that's perfect, that's not so perfect, but you know what? We're actually going to hide that with the ribbon. So if by the time we put the ribbon on it like that, you're not going to notice that actually it's not that brilliant. So we can colour those. I've just dug out all my retiring Stampin' blends, so I'm hoping that I've got some colours in here that will work. Let's just grab them all. So what do we have? So I'm not going to use soft, that's Evening Evergreen because that's too dark. So I'm going to use the light soft succulent. So that's going to be the leaves. So I'm just going to quickly colour the leaves and the branch. Let's see. And what else? That's a leaf. It's like trying to figure out what the leaves are. Those bits here. Those two. And I'm going to do pale papaya on some of these flowers. Like so. Let's see. And then I'm going to do, what's this one? Dark mango melody. Now I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, I think. Oh, I seem to have lots of mango melody. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's so saffron. That's dark so saffron. So all these colours that we're saying goodbye to. going to be those. Sorry about the dog barking. What's this one? This one is crumbs. I've got some really old ones here. This should be Bermuda Bay. Yep. So that one could be Bermuda Bay. That could be Bermuda Bay. I think I might leave those flowers. What's this? Polished pink. Oh, I can do. Those can be polished pink. Sometimes it's just easier just to do spots on them rather than to try and colour all the way around. Right, I think it's a couple that I've missed. Yep, there's that one. And there's that one. Put that circle in. Like that. So then I'm going to put on the ribbon. And I don't need it to go all the way around. So I just need to cut enough to go across and around the back. So I need two pieces that are roughly, I don't see how long are they? Oh, just 9.5 centimetres. Everybody got enough to do that. So we're just going to put it there and on there, like that. And you can, it's just as easy to put some tear tape on the back of the ribbon. That way it's definitely not going to go walkabouts on your project. Because this is just the right size. And if there's a little bit hanging out, then you just simply fold it in on itself. Just all I need to do is actually just get the tape backing off, which, as a lot of you know, is sometimes easier said than done, especially when you're trying to do it in front of camera, or phone in my case. Maybe the next piece I'll just do the ends. Just try fingertips. Maybe that'll work better. Yes. So this bit here, you see, it's out. You just fold it in on itself like that. Then you won't see it. And you just need to decide how much of this you want showing and how much you don't know. Obviously I want all the sentiment showing. So you're going to fold that around. Fold that around. And then, oh, what the heck, let's go for it. Let's just put that on. It's like you will come off. Again, there's a little bit there that's kind of over. And then this time we want it to go, oops, let's see. I want it to go roughly there, I think. Like that. So that's that sentiment, and we're going to put that on top of the circle. Now I have ribbon left, so I could tie a little bow. Let's see how this will look. It may look okay, it may not. Depends on how small a bow you want to do. I think So I quite like the really small ones, but you see it's going to like, I have to make it absolutely minuscule for it to not get in the way. So I don't think I'll be doing that. Right, dimensionals. So let's just grab these, put a couple on, maybe more than a couple. So you could always use the dimensionals to hold down the backing of the ribbon as well, once it's actually on there. So I'm going to put that on here. I'm pretending that that bit there is not there. So that's that. So that's what we're going to put on the front of the card once we've decorated it. Now, the question is, what are we going to do with it? Now, this is not going to work going that way if I want to do it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it like so and pop that there. So let's see, so that is, use the grid paper here, that's one of the good things about using grid paper. So I know that that is 10 centimetres from top to bottom if I put this on as landscape. So that means I want to cut this as 9.5, because generally, as a rule, we cut everything so that it's 0.5 centimetre smaller or shorter. So we have that. Put that there. So that's going to go there. Like that. Now, I'm not too sure if I like having a... So we could... That works. So what I've done is I've just done my 9, so this basically is now 9.5 by 9.5, and the piece that's left is that wave. So I'm just going to simply glue those on. Just need to find some glue that hasn't seized up. So this is going to go on here. So, like that, and that is going to go on there like that. Yes, there will be a join, but I think you can get away with this. I just want to make sure that it's all butted up. There we go. Push that down with your thumbnail on that wall. So we could put that here, or actually I do quite like it there, separating. And that's that. So that could go on there like that. Got some ribbon left, so we could put some ribbon on, or we could put it on here and hide it. And I think that's going to look a bit odd because then we've got it going. Yeah, that's not going to work. So I think I'm just going to put this on, simply glue it on. You could put some more dimensions on if you want to, but I think that probably it might end up being a little bit too much. So we'll just put that on. Make sure it looks fairly straight. I'm going to glue this and put that directly onto the card front. Like so. I'll put some rhinestones on, I think, just to bling it up a bit. So let's get some rhinestones and my take your pick tool. So those of you who haven't heard, there is a 24-hour free shipping day going on tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, because the UK is tied in with Europe when it comes to the warehouse and ordering and things, actually here in the UK our ordering starts at 11 o'clock tonight and runs to 11 o'clock tomorrow night. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, maybe I'll put a large one on as well. 6. 7. I'm not sure about that one. I always tell people just to go randomly, and if you don't like it, leave it. But hey, what the heck? I'm gonna move it. So that's the card front. So yes, 11 o'clock tonight till tomorrow, to 11 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then you need to have spent £60 or more. But it's actually a really good opportunity to stock up on your basics. I did post the other day, and I've certainly put it in my newsletters and things, that prices for some of the basics are going up. There's quite a long list. So cardstock, glue, other adhesives, things like that are all going up on the 2nd of May. So if you know that you are likely to be running out of glue and things in the near future, then now's the time to stock up, and why not take advantage of the free shipping as well. You can add on the these 2 stamp sets that I've been talking about, or any others that are in or on the last chance list. Things are going, things disappear on a daily basis, but there's still lots to choose from. So if you find that your favourite stamp set is leaving us, then don't forget to add that as well. And also don't forget that any bundles that are currently in the any of the current catalogues, they will not be carrying over as bundles into the new catalogue. It's a chance still to save 10%. So some individual items are still carrying over. So if you wanted both the stamp set or die, or stamp set and punch, then it's certainly well worth considering to whether or not to purchase them now and save that 10%, rather than waiting till the next catalogue when you won't be able to purchase them as a bundle. You will have to purchase them individually. So just some things to think about. Obviously, if you would like to purchase them, I would love for you to purchase them through me, unless of course you already have a demonstrator, then you should be purchasing through them. So anyway, so that's the all the cards. So the 1, 2, 3 that were made and taken to Card A Cuppa on the 5th of April, and then that's today's. So that's kind of slightly different from that, simply because I've coloured them rather than left them black and white. Obviously we've put a different sentiment on. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will be back tomorrow again for tomorrow's Virtual Card A Cuppa, because tomorrow I'll be off to Home Grange, to the Grange Chocolate Cafe. So I will be there from 10 AM till roughly about 11:30. So if you would like to pop along and make a card, even if you've never made one before, we will have some spare kits with us. It's £5 on the day, which covers your kit and your drink, and no experience necessary. But obviously next time, if you would like to order them in advance, you can still do so on for May on the Oakfield Crafts website. So that's oakfieldcrafts.com, and at the top just hover on the classes kits, and it will have a drop down that will say Card A Cuppa kits, and you can order your made kits from there. Okay then, so that's it. I will see you tomorrow, and in the meantime, take care. Bye.